I'm going to share with you something that is animalistic. It's horrible. You can't believe in today's society that people will care so little for another human being. Normally, according to Florida law, we are prohibited from releasing the name of victims unless, of course, the victim concurs with and allows their name to be released. This event was so horrible when we asked the victim, we would like to personalize this, and we do that with names and photographs. Can we use a name and a photograph? We've got to have your permission. And he said, absolutely, absolutely. I want to introduce you to Juan Ramos Sr. He's 35. Do you see him? That's after he's been cleaned up some, after they've got a collar on him, after Polk Fire EMS dealt with him. But here's the issue. He and his wife were involved in a verbal discussion, and it got heated. He had been drinking. Make no mistake, he had been drinking, but he left. He left home to de-escalate, to calm down. He lives in Mulberry. He was walking by a car wash and also noticed a young man who was Hispanic washing his truck. So in his drunken stupor, he tried to engage the young man. He said, "Are you 13? Are you 13? He has tattoos and he says he's MS13. The young man paid no attention to him and continued washing his truck, despite him drunk trying to carry on a conversation. And that's all that occurred there. The young man washing his truck had a friend inside the truck who made a phone call. And he called some friends and said, "Hey, they're picking on our buddy." And immediately, 4 other people showed up. Let me introduce you to them. Wesley Davis II, who was 18. Robert Friedrichs, who was 17. Ethan Simmons, who's 18. They were all in the same car. Then there was Dalton Creech. Dalton Creech is the only one from Lakeland. He was driven there by his girlfriend, Caitlin. By this time, our victim is walking north on the sidewalk on Highway 37 in Mulberry.
It's just some bad baby
He's walking
kids.
back toward his house. He's not hit anyone. He's not started an argument or a fight. And these guys rushed to him. Now, Ethan, he takes his shirt and his shoes off when he first arrives. And for those that may not understand that, in Polk County world, that means we're fixing to fight. So they approach our victim, Juan Ramos Sr., who is intoxicated, and start talking trash to him. And he keeps saying, "I'm 13, I'm 13. And then he notices that one of the young men is wearing a chain. He said, "Hey, we have something in common." Well, immediately, Robert, who's 17, hits our victim and knocks him out cold. Well, the good news is, instead of falling on the sidewalk or the road, he fell on the grass, or the injuries would have been much worse. And then they jumped on him like a bunch of pack animals and began to beat him and beat him and beat him and beat him. Our witness, Caitlin, is videoing this and tells them she's got it. I got it. I got it. Well, Caitlin gets home and her mother sees this, and her mother says, "Time out. You're calling the sheriff's office. You're reporting this. Great going, Mom. You made a witness out of Caitlin." In the meantime, we get called as well. When our victim stumbles home, he refuses to cooperate.
Because
He's
he's
afraid.
MS13.
He's on probation, and he's not supposed to be drinking, and he's afraid he's in trouble. So he would not cooperate. His wife was able to talk sense into him by the next morning.
Don't forget, he also don't want to get deported. Right now, MS13 and ICE, they best friends. MS13 and Trende Aragua,
And to get him to cooperate with us in the
best
investigation
of friends.
because he had been severely beaten. He was beaten so bad. You might ask, well, how bad was he beaten? How about a broken jaw, for starters? How about his teeth are all knocked loose? How about, in addition to that, he's got lacerations to his orbital sockets. He's got swelling on his torso. He's got a broken nose. All because they jumped on him and beat him without mercy. Now, finally, Dalton got Wesley off. Wesley was the one pounding him in the face at the end. But they were stomping him in the groin, in the shoulder, in the neck, in the torso. It is disgusting. It is sickening. I'll tell you something else that's shocking about all of this. None of these kids had a criminal record at all. But they went from no criminal record to charges such as attempted second-degree murder, inciting to riot, that's 3 or more people in a violent public disturbance. There was racist speech by Dalton. Caitlin continues to tell Dalton, you'll see in the video, you're military, you're military. Well, he's not in the military, but he wanted to go in the military. So Caitlin, although he was inciting the event, he was encouraging the event, he was encouraging the beatdown after it occurred, he never threw a punch because Caitlin told him not to. But inciting to riot and encouraging and advancing that pack mentality got him a felony of the second degree. I don't believe the military wants him.
Damn.
So it's important to understand.
Damn.
You can go from no criminal record to a very serious, violent criminal record in the blink of an eye.
Sad behavior, man. Sad. Sad. Honestly. Young kids, so much to do ahead of their lives, so much they could have accomplished. Now they're probably going to barely get a job. Military doesn't want them. Their own parents probably don't want them. World was their oyster, now it's a box. They are not going to be able to get out of this one. Sad behavior, man. This stuff is disgusting. They could have left it alone. They could have left it. They should have just left it alone. But some people got to learn the hard way. And I'm glad we can use these 4 young idiots as examples. Because this is never the position you want to be in. This is not the position you want to be in as a 17-year-old kid. Sad, man. Sad, honestly. And I'm praying for the family. I'm praying for that guy that got beaten up, even though he's an MS13 member. He was minding his business at the time. I don't know what he's on probation for. I don't know what he's dealing with the courts. I don't know his case, but this particular situation, he was minding his business. And he ran up on the wrong crew. And he found out. He found out the hard way. Found out. But they gonna find out too. That's the unfortunate part.
Now, the adults, the two 18-year-olds and the 19-year-old are still in the county jail waiting on first appearance. The 17-year-old has been moved to custody from the juvenile bookend because of the points. We're going to request that the state attorney file adult charges on him as well. This was not a childish act. But let's review the video before I ask you if you have any further questions, because the video may create some questions. Now, this is when they ran him down on the sidewalk, minding his own business. Caitlin is taking the video. They all know they're being videoed. If that's not stupid gone to seed, I don't know what is. They're bowing up. They're pushing him. He's showing them his tattoos that he's MS13. That's what he said. And the guy on the left, you'll see in a minute, knocks him out. And once he's hit, he goes down, and he doesn't move after that.
Can't tell which one is.
He's out. He's out, and the beating and the beating and the kicking and the stomping and the encouraging them to continue to beat goes on and on and on.
Oh.
That's not going to happen in this county.
That dude was giving him.
We're not going to allow
that, bro.
Juan is still in intensive care at the hospital. And they're in the county jail. And that's where they need to stay.
Absolutely.
It's important to understand, in a free society, we don't treat people like that. That conduct's not acceptable in Polk County. That's what animals do, and they're not animals, even though their behavior was.
They're animals, and they're super absolutely garbage, man. Trash. And they deserve everything that they gonna get, honestly. I don't know who these little kids think that they are. Where is the respect? Where is the parents? Who's raising these kids, dog? For real. Me as a 17-year-old would never put myself in this position. Never. And I grew up in an environment that was tough. Dorchester, Massachusetts. It's not easy. It was not easy. 2025, it might be a little bit easier because the price went up, rent went up. So they pushing out a lot of the poorest of the poorest, and they're bringing in more of the middle class / rich. But at that time, I had to fight. I had to defend myself. But never would I put myself in the position to where my parents would have to call me from behind the screen, or would have to visit me behind jail bars, because I knew that is not where I wanted to be, and that's not where I should be. My potential and my greatness it can't allow me to be there. I'd literally have to get set up in order for me to be in prison. It's not for me. I'll make it clear as day. So it's sad to see kids, it's sad to see teenagers putting themselves in this nasty position. When in doubt, they had all right to walk away. They did not have to bother this guy. They did not have to approach this guy. They didn't have to do anything. They could have just kept it pushing and washed the car and moved on with their day. Now they're behind bars. Now they're facing adult charges, attempted murder. Their life is pretty much done. They're not going to be in jail forever, but they sure is going to be janitors. Like, for sure. They ain't going to get more than that. And that's sad. Honestly, it's sad. It's sad. Because they knew better. They knew better. Let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments below. I really like to know y'all thoughts. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all viewership. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if y'all are new. Until next time, man, it's your boy Dgotsauce. Peace. Shout outs to today's sponsor, the Snacks.shop. They have a variety of snacks, and I'm telling you right now, guys, they smack. All right, this is my third bag. All right, third bag. Thank you for everything you guys sent to me from the Snacks.shop. I appreciate y'all care package. Today's sponsor, make sure you guys go check them out. They have some dope snacks, and I can't lie, man, it's busting. I'm going to get some more of these, I promise you. These are the Korean chicken, like literally. Check out their website. Go cop something, man. Let them know that Dgotsauce sent you. And thank you again to today's sponsor, the Snacks.shop.